Hi, I'm bigcal and welcome to my world. It's time for another recent video games pickups video featuring some games going back all the way sometime last year to some very recent stuff. So we'll start off with some games that I ordered about a year ago, maybe even longer. Finally got through, of course, the limited run games. That's why they take so long. Firstly, we have Star Wars: The Force Unleashed for the Nintendo Switch. Came with the little trading card things they do as well. And as always with these, they usually come with a nice little instruction booklet. Currently playing the game, that's why these not in the case. Yeah, The Force Unleashed, one of my favourite Star Wars games. I loved the hell out of the Wii version of it. The motion controls were actually very good, very fun, and I prefer it to the other versions. I do own it on PC, I've got it on PS3 as well, I believe, and even PSP, but the Wii version was always my favourite, and I believe that's what this one's based off of. Yeah, so it's very fun going around as Darth Vader's secret apprentice, and just destroying everything in your way. You always feel very powerful, very fun. Decent enough story, multiple endings, a light side and a dark side, always worth playing through. Of course you can pick it up digitally, so there is that. Then we have one that I haven't opened yet, just because I've been busy playing the Star Wars game, and that is Demon Turf. So this is a very interesting indie 3D platformer. People absolutely loved it when it came out. It looked very interesting, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to get the physical version. So I'm going to play through that in the future. Just, like I said, haven't opened it because I've been busy playing Star Wars. So I look forward to getting into that. PlayStation 1 game now. This one I wasn't familiar with until I saw some other YouTuber mention it in a video. Thought that looks really cool, looked it up. Expensive. And then I managed to find it for a really good price online. And it is Tiny Tank. And basically it's sort of like the end of the world or something, and yep, you're this sentient tank, I think, and it's your job to go around and destroy all these other robots and things that are occupying the Earth so that humans can go back to it or something. I think that's the story. Either way, you're a tank, you go around blowing shit up. Kind of like vehicular combat, but a little bit of a different twist on it. Very, very fun game. Going up there in price now, so very happy I got it for the price that I did. Really good. For my wrestling game collection, I just got Royal Rumble on the Dreamcast, but a promo disc of it. That's all. It's just a promo disc, so they've been sent out, I guess, review copies or whatever. Yeah, so haven't actually tested it out, so I don't know if there's any differences or anything. I can't imagine so. I think it was released, very close to the official release of the game, so I'm not expecting any differences. It's just a nice, cool item to add to the wrestling game collection. Now we have a game that's a bit infamous for being garbage, and it is, but it's also been a title that's interested me quite a lot. I finally decided to pick it up sometime last year, and it's taken me ages to get around to even testing it, to play it, to record footage. It could have been in a pickups video a couple of times last year. That's how old this game is. Yeah, and it is Universal Studio Theme Park Adventure on the GameCube. Yeah, where you get to walk around and collect rubbish and do weird little mini quests in order to earn tickets to go on rides. Because that's how theme parks work. Apparently. Yeah. All I did in it was wander around the entire park at one bit. You get to watch a video of an in-game scene from one of the rides, and then I got to go on the Jurassic Park ride, which has you on the back of a jeep and you're shooting dinosaurs, and it seems like it would be a really fun mini-game. But it's not, and it just drags on for what feels like forever and ever and ever. And by the time it finally finished, it's like, I can't be bothered to even try any of the other rides out now. Yeah, so picked it up. Interesting enough title. Whatever. And some original Xbox games. First up we have Mark Echo's Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure. Yeah, an interesting kind of game where you go around spray painting things and fighting and beating people up. There's some weird government task force going after spray painters or something. Yeah, so you have to avoid them or beat them up, and there's rival gangs and things. Yeah. I'd never heard of it until recently, so I decided to look it up and pick it up. An interesting title, nice one to add to the Xbox collection. I think it was on PS2 as well. Yeah, not a bad game. Quite impressed with that, actually. And a game that's really fun, that probably shouldn't be, based on a lot of other Tony Hawk rip-offs, but this isn't just a Tony Hawk rip-off, this uses the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 engine. So it's already got the good bits built in, and then they just added their own characters and things into it, and that is Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure. Yeah, so this is, was it Toy Story 4 or 3 engine? Yeah, the Toy Story 4 one. Yeah, so you got 12 different characters from Toy Story 2, Lion King and Tarzan, as well as random humans that are in the game for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't care. I just went around playing as Buzz Lightyear, and you get to, play around in the rooms and things, locations from the Toy Story film. I'm sure there's stuff from the other films, I just never got around to that. Yeah, I had a really, really fun time with this, doing all the missions for Buzz Lightyear in the first, in Andy's house, basically. All the different rooms, get to go around doing different tricks, doing different, you go to, people like the Little Army Men or Ham and things like that, and do missions for them like you would in those later Tony Hawk's games. Yeah, really good, plays really well, sounds fun. Just a quick note, might be a difference in quality between game footage for Mark Echo's Getting Up and this one. It seems that my Xbox component cable is currently going... Yeah, so when I recorded footage for this game, that was last year sometime, and then this game, more recently, the cable has kind of died on me. Got a new one on the way, but yeah, might be a bit fuzzy, the image quality on that one. Right, some PlayStation 2 games. I think I mentioned in a previous pickups video that when it comes to PS2, I typically tend to stick to exclusive games just for the system rather than anything else, because multi-platform I will get on Xbox or GameCube. So, we have a NTSC-U title. I imported this all the way from America. Never heard of it before until it... I can't even remember why I heard about it. I think someone else on the Discord posted some pickups who in America, they bought this game. It's like, what the hell is that? It's like, oh, it's a 3D platformer. Never heard of it. It's from the whole thing over there. Never I don't think it came over here. I don't know if it's a TV series or a web series or films or whatever. Basically, VeggieTales is the thing, and the game is Larry Boy and the Bad Apple. Yeah, it's not a thing that was on my radar. Basically, you play as Larry Boy, who's a hero. You're a cucumber, maybe? And he has plungers for ears that can extend. He's batshit crazy. You're basically kind of like a Batman-style character. You've even got Alfred, I think is the name of your, what do you call it? Attendant, that'll do. Can't think of the name. Yeah, I've only played the tutorial bit so far. When you're in basically his version of the Batcave, you get to learn all the different controls, and yeah, it's really, really fun. So I'm looking forward to diving in and playing the full game. Yeah, so always interesting to find these games that never came out over here, based on IPs that I'd never heard of before. Yeah, so nice completing box. It took well over a month to finally get here from America, just because of issues with the Royal Mail here, being on strike, plus there was cyber attacks that were really hindered anything going through customs. So, yeah. Now, PlayStation 2 game that is... I thought it was a sequel, but apparently there were some other games in the series. Yeah, I played the first game on one of the Mega Drive Minis. Really, really fun. That was Sylphied, so I got up Sylphied The Lost Planet for the PlayStation 2. Nice, shoot 'em up game, and yeah, it's just a fun shoot 'em up game. Probably not the best out there, but I enjoyed my time playing it just to record footage. Went through a level, it was really fun. You can assign 2 different weapons, the left side and the right side, and then as you play more, you unlock different weapons. So yeah, you have more choice. You'll see in the video footage the weapons that I chose for the second level after I unlocked some more. Complete garbage, so you do have to be careful with that, but there are bits where you can, every so often during the level you might be able to dock your ship, refuel and switch up the weapons. Because, yeah, some of them are kind of terrible and you don't want them. Yeah, so that was just a fun shooter. Yeah, nice and cheap. The only thing is a printed manual in there. But the game was so cheap, it doesn't really matter. I'm not that bothered. From good old Sex. Yeah, fun game. And then we have a Japanese game to add to my wrestling game collection. I actually got these brand new and sealed. My first and only sealed PlayStation 2 game. Of course, I've opened it up now because I've ripped the game from the disc to put onto the hard drive to play it on the PS2. Yeah, it is Online Wrestling, the Champion of the Network. No, I wasn't familiar with this beforehand. I probably have heard of it because I've got that wrestling book with all the wrestling games in there, so I've seen it. But yeah, so basically it's made by Ukes, who were doing the WWE games at the time, so it controls exactly like those games, uses that same engine, and yes, you can play offline, thankfully, because, I'm not going to play online on my PS2, certainly not today. Yeah, so obviously the big part of this was that it was online, but you can do offline, and yeah, it plays just like the SmackDown games, so really cool to add to my collection. The fact that it was brand new and sealed is awesome as well. Nice big thick manual, nice game as well. Yeah, so fun title. And yeah, okay, so this one, the next two games could technically be considered Holy Grail pickups for me personally. This one should really have been on my Holy Grails pickups in terms of, like my most wanted games. I do a list out, try to do one every year of the 10 most wanted games. And then every year I'll go back, look to see what I got, and then redo a new top 10. And there were a number of games that I've just grouped together on my top 10 most wanted games list. This wasn't on it because I always forget it's a thing. So I love the Twisted Metal series. Twisted Metal 2, my favourite PlayStation 1 game. Absolutely love it. I still need 1, 3 and 4 on the PS1, unfortunately. Then I have Twisted Metal Black on the PS2, the new Twisted Metal on the PS3, and Twisted Metal Head-On on the PSP. But I always forget that because it never came out over here, Twisted Metal Head-On got a PS2 release called Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twisted Edition. So yeah, this is awesome. I've already played through the game as one of the characters, gone through all the levels, killed everyone, got the ending for that one character. Absolute blast. Basically, you get Twisted Metal Head-On, the PSP game, on the PS2, so it looks better. You're on TV now, going from small screen to big screen, all upscaled nicely for the PlayStation 2. But on top of that, you then get 5 levels that were supposed to be made for Twisted Metal Black's sequel that never happened. It goes into detail on why that didn't. Yeah, so you get those levels. They're originally all supposed to be connected together for one big open world style thing, but here they're just individual levels. You get to play through those as well with the Twisted Metal Black characters rather than the head-on characters, so that's pretty cool. And then also you get some original Twisted Metal content that we never got. Basically, you've probably seen them online if you're a Twisted Metal fan. There was live action endings and things for the original Twisted Metal game. And they're on here for you to watch, as well as an interview, a documentary and things like that. So it's just a really, really cool package. This was actually for sale at one of my local retro game shops, Doorway to Darkness in Doncaster. I saw it on their website. Unfortunately, it was in January. I was ill for the entirety of January, so I thought, I really want the game. It's a very good price. It's basically cheaper than what I would get it on eBay for, because I'd have to import it, postage and things. Thought, you know what, I'm buying that. So I bought it online, got it delivered a few days later, and it is wonderful. Also, nice completing box. Yeah, fantastic. Might be my second favourite Twisted Metal game, because I'm just not that big a fan of Twisted Metal Black. Yeah, really, really awesome stuff. And lastly, not quite a holy grail game for me personally, but still one that I've been on the lookout for For years, I just never really got around to picking it up. As some of you may already know, I'm a huge fan of The Godfather. I'm into the Mafia and things like that, the history of the Mafia. I've got tons of books on it. I love the Godfather movies, the books, things like that. And of course, I love the Godfather game. And I currently own most of the versions of the Godfather game. The only one I actually need physical is the PC version. But there is something else that I've also been after, and that was the limited edition steel coffin version. So it comes in a nice big thick steel case, the Godfather, and you open it up, and inside the game is sat inside a nice soft squishy coffin. Yeah, so that's really, really cool. Remember this one from back in the day when my friend's brother did his work experience at school for a game, and at the end of his 2 weeks they gave him a copy of The Godfather, the tin edition for the PC. That's where me and my friend played it first, that's where I liked it first, and then yeah, it's gone from there. So this one was just the PS2 version. Wasn't really interested what the game inside was. I owned the 2-disc special edition version of The Godfather on the PS2. Now I own the regular version, but probably when I get the PC physical version, I'll take this out and put the PC version in. It's not going to make a difference. Just a really cool collector's item to have, a nice case. It's very, very difficult to find these steel coffin editions in immaculate condition, just because, you know, the steel, you know, the wear and tear and things, scratches and a couple of dents, but it was one of the cheapest versions online that I could find that wasn't total trash. So, yeah, finally happy to add this to my collection. Woo! So that's quite a few pickups going back to last year, like I said. A lot of stuff there. Some really awesome stuff. Godfather metal tin, Twisted Metal head-on for the PlayStation 2. Disney's Skate Adventure, really, really fun game. Yeah, Royal Rumble promo disc, interesting. Tiny Tank, perhaps a hidden gem for the system. And yeah, one of my favourite Star Wars games on the Switch, Demon Turf, 3D platformer that I'm really looking forward to getting into, and a bunch of other stuff. So, I'm bigcal, thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of my pickups, let me know what pickups you've got recently, and I'll see you again next time.